Hi, I'm Colin Woodcock from NetServe Consulting. In this video we'll be taking a look at how easy it is to set up applications on Red Hat OpenShift. OpenShift is a free, auto-scaling platform as a service for applications that allows you to focus on your code rather than the boilerplate activities usually associated with development and deployment. To kind of showcase what this environment can do, we'll be setting up Drupal, and which, if you've not come across it before, is a popular PHP-based web content management system. And although we are deploying a PHP app, we could equally deploy anything that runs on Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So that could be a Java application, PHP, Ruby, even C and C++ applications can be deployed. So the first step that we do is we create the application within OpenShift itself based on a template, and there's quite a few to choose from, as I say, PHP, Java, and lots more, and that sets up our project locally with some template information, and also deploys it up to the cloud, as you can see there. But applications rarely exist in isolation. They have dependencies on other components such as database servers or messaging systems. OpenShift deals with this by using what they call cartridges, and a cartridge is a block of reusable or common functionality that can be slotted into individual applications. And as you can see here, I'm adding some cartridges for MySQL and cron, which are the dependencies that Drupal needs to be able to run. And the next thing that we need is the source code for the project itself. In this case, I've got an example project up on GitHub that you can go and have a look at. Everything that's needed to stand Drupal up is within there, so all of the scripts and other files get put in the right place, and there's also full instructions on all of the commands that I'm using to do this. Now, if you've not come across Git before, Git is a distributed source control tool, and it allows us to have different repositories but connect them together and push and pull information between them. And what I'm doing here is pulling in the information from the GitHub repository into our local working repository. And once that's done, all we have to do is then push those changes up to OpenShift. Now, of course, you could do local development at this point, or other tests, deploy it to a local server perhaps. But as you can see there, it's downloaded all of the files, and I'm now pushing them up into OpenShift. And from this point onwards, the actual deployment itself is fully automated. And that automation ultimately leads to very consistent deployments, because all of the necessary information is actually within source control itself. You get all of the benefits of source control, such as branching, merging, the commit histories, and blame logs as well, which can be very useful in terms of identifying what went wrong and doing a post-mortem if a change doesn't work out. So this can actually have an evolutionary effect on the way you develop and deploy your applications, not just in kind of fairly simple examples such as this, but you could also factor this into your development process internally, especially as OpenShift can be deployed onto your own RHEL infrastructure in-house as well. So it can handle everything from fairly simple use cases such as deploying a website, right up to featuring as part of a wider development process with the various teams such as developers and DBAs and sysadmins all coordinating around a very simple workflow. And as you can see here, that once I did the git push, it went out, it did everything that it needed to do, and it's now come back with saying installation is complete. Here's your username and password, and we can jump on, and hopefully we should have Drupal, and we do. And we'll just head in there, create a bit of content. And I suppose at this point it's worth mentioning that OpenShift actually has a free tier that you can get started on. It's quite generous. It gives you 3 gears, as they call them. That's basically equivalent of 1.5 gig of RAM and plenty of CPU horsepower to run most simple workloads. But that concludes this little demonstration. Hope you found it useful, and thank you for watching.